and welcome to Idea TV News Update. I am Chinatu Oji. Let's begin with the headlines. NACETEM launches plan to train 1 million Nigerians in technology and innovation. Africa records 10 coups in 5 years as Guinea-Bissau joins list. Nigeria and Sierra Leone sign landmark digital agreements to boost innovation and trade. Nationwide security emergency declared as kidnappings surge across Nigeria. Away from Africa, OBR calls in cyber experts after accidental early release of budget forecast. In business, World Bank urges Nigeria to reduce tariff lift import bans to curb inflation. In health, over 3,000 benefited from free surgeries by Dr. Paddy Foundation in Delta and Edo. In sport, the Tigers aim for redemption as 2027 FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Now the news info. The National Center for Technology Management, NACETEM, has unveiled an ambitious program to train 1 million Nigerians over the next 5 years in technology, management, innovation, systems, and entrepreneurship. Speaking in Abuja, Director General Dr. Lushola Odusonya emphasized that the initiative aims to equip young Nigerians with the skills necessary to thrive in a knowledge-driven economy and strengthen the nation's capacity for research, innovation, and industrial competitiveness. As part of its efforts, NACETEM is expanding its welders training and certification program to address the shortage of certified technical professionals in sectors such as construction, oil and gas, manufacturing, and infrastructure. The initiative seeks to improve local artisans' employability, reduce reliance on foreign technical labor, and support ongoing national infrastructure projects. Special focus will also be placed on high-demand areas like underwater welding, critical for Nigeria's marine and energy industries. Dr. Dusonya highlighted the importance of international partnerships to accelerate technology transfer, joint research, and capacity building initiatives. He stressed the need for education reforms, including more science-based trainings in schools and an increase in physics teachers to prepare students for high-income careers and ensure Nigeria remains competitive in a global economy. Meanwhile, Guinea-Bissau has recorded yet another military takeover, marking the 10th coup on the African continent in just 5 years. The latest intervention deepens concerns over rising instability across Western Central Africa, where soldiers continue to justify power seizures with allegations of corruption, insecurity, and contested elections. The coup follows a familiar pattern seen in countries including Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Niger, Gabon, Sudan, and Madagascar. From Mali's Colonel Assimi Goïta and Guinea's Mamadi Doumbouya to Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traoré, several military leaders have prolonged transitional mandates while promising but often delaying a return to civilian rule. Analysts warn that the continued wave of military takeovers is weakening democratic institutions, worsening humanitarian conditions, and eroding public trust across the region. They caution that until long-term political reforms and stronger governance systems are established, the cycles of coups may persist. Meanwhile, Nigeria strengthened its digital partnership with Sierra Leone following a high-level trade mission of Freetown led by the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Posun Tijani. The two-day visit concluded with the signing of multiple agreements aimed at advancing cross-border digital trade, cybersecurity, and technology innovation across the region. During the mission, Nigeria and Sierra Leonean officials held government meetings, ecosystem tours, and technical sessions focused on digital public infrastructure, broadband expansion, artificial intelligence, and private sector collaboration. Both countries reaffirmed their commitment to deeper regional integration, youth empowerment, and inclusive economic growth in West Africa. Dr. Tijani described the partnership as a step toward building a harmonized and secure digital economy that can unlock opportunities for young people. Sierra Leone's Minister of Communication, Technology and Innovation, Salima Mono Maba, welcomed the collaboration, saying it will accelerate our country's digital transformation. The delegation included leaders from key Nigerian digital agencies and private sector players who also signed partnership deals in fintech, education technology, health technology, and cloud services. Moving on, Nigeria is facing a sharp rise in kidnappings and violent attacks, prompting President Bola Tinubu to declare nationwide security emergency. The president has ordered an immediate expansion of military and police recruitment and directed security agencies to accelerate nationwide deployments. He has also urged the National Assembly to fast-track legislation that would allow states to establish their own police forces. The directive follows multiple mass abductions across Kebbi, Niger and Kwara states, where more than 300 students and teachers were seized within a week. At St. Mary's Catholic School in Niger State, over 300 pupils and 12 teachers were taken, while 24 students were kidnapped from Government Girls Comprehensive Secondary School in Kebbi, where the vice principal was killed and the principal injured. The government has authorized the recruitment of 20,000 additional police officers, converted NYSC camps into training centers, and deployed trained forest guards to track criminals operating from remote hideouts. The surging attacks has intensified debate over security reforms, with lawmakers and governors warning that negotiations with kidnappers could embolden criminal networks. A joint police committee has now been set up to reverse or oversee the recruitment of 30,000 new officers, while an intelligence network has been launched to strengthen security around schools in the Federal Capital Territory. Southern governors led by Ogun State's Dapo Abiodun have reaffirmed their support for state policing as President Tinubu urges the public to remain vigilant and cooperate with security forces. Let's take this break now. This continues when we return.
AI augmented development. AI is now revolutionizing software development by automating code generation, testing, and debugging. Tools like GitHub Copilot suggest code snippets in real time, significantly speeding up the development process. However, developers need to remain cautious, as over-reliance on AI tools could introduce security vulnerabilities. As companies push for faster software delivery, AI augmented development is becoming essential for maintaining competitiveness. Faster software delivery, AI augmented development is becoming essential for maintaining competitiveness.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Idea TV News Updates. The rest of the stories away from Africa. The Office for Budget Responsibility has launched a formal investigation after its economic forecast for the United Kingdom budget was accidentally made accessible online about 40 minutes before the Chancellor's announcement. Although the document was not linked to the agency's website, journalists were able to find it by predicting its web address from previous releases. Initial checks show it was not a cyber attack but a preventable technical error involving easily guessable file names. The early release confirmed several key budget measures ahead of schedule, including a proposed pay-per-mile charge for electric vehicles and a freeze on income tax and national insurance thresholds. The OBR quickly removed the file and has enlisted a leading cybersecurity expert to support its review. The leak caused brief confusion in Westminster and momentarily unsettled financial markets. Ministers were seen scrambling for information during Prime Minister's questions as opposition lawmakers demanded answers, warning that releasing market-sensitive data ahead of time could carry serious legal implications. Outreach partners with Dr. Benjamin Olowejebutu and his 24-member medical team from Lagos. The initiative provides procedures such as fibroid removal, hernia repair, lipoma excision, breast lump surgery, and other critical interventions. Dr. Olowejebutu noted the long-term impact, sharing that one woman treated in 2020 has since given birth to 3 children, illustrating the program's tangible benefit for families in underserved communities. Dr. Yamu, who also serves as a Edo State Commissioner for Education, emphasized that the initiative is purely humanitarian, outside political considerations. Since its inception in 2014, the program has sought to alleviate the burdens of the underprivileged. Moving on. In business, the World Bank has urged the Nigerian government to cut high import tariffs and improve or remove certain import bans as an urgent measure to ease soaring prices and rising poverty. Matthew Vergis, the bank's country director for Nigeria, reported that persistent inflation, particularly food inflation hovering around 20%, continues to erode household incomes and threatens to push poverty higher through 2025 and possibly into 2026. Vergis emphasized that while long-term economic stability requires consistent reforms like those pursued by India and China, targeted policy actions could deliver faster relief to households. Reducing tariffs and easing import restrictions on goods consumed by low-income Nigerians could help lower inflation quickly while aligning with ECOWAS commitment. On the exchange rate, he recommended market-driven stability rather than artificial interventions, linking it to increased exports and foreign direct investments. The bank also highlighted Nigeria's progress in revenue diversification, noting a reduced reliance on oil and the positive impact of subsidy removal, while the country's debt-to-GDP ratio is now moderate and debt-to-revenue ratios falling. Verge stressed the importance of prudent use of borrowed funds. The bank further raised concerns over social safety nets, revealing that only 44% of benefits reach poor households despite over half of program beneficiaries being classified as poor, indicating gaps to support for nations vulnerable. In sports, finally, Nigeria's men's basketball team, the Tigers, begin their campaign for spot at the 2027 FIBA World Cup with a critical Group C clash against Tunisia on Thursday in Tunis. The team carries the weight of national expectation after the Super Eagles failed to qualify for the Men's Football World Cup, with the added pressure of avoiding another absence on the basketball stage. Group C also features Rwanda and Guinea, and with only 5 African slots available for the finals in Doha, Nigeria cannot afford any missteps. Head coach Mohamed Abdul Rahman expressed confidence despite a condensed preparation period, noting that the squad arrived in Tunisia just ahead of the first full training session. The 12-man roster blends overseas experience and domestic talent, including former Afrobasket captain Ike Nwamu, guard Stan Okoye and Mike Nuga, defensive anchor Christopher Obekpa, and 3 home-based players, Chinga Garuba, Obekpa Chris, and Paul Dibal. Abdul Rahman emphasized that the players are focused, motivated, and ready to make Nigerians proud. The qualification process runs from November 2025 to March 2027 and features a 2-stage format where only the top teams advance to secure World Cup berths. Nigeria, currently ranked 8th in FIBA's African rankings, must navigate the challenging parts that include strong sides like Tunisia, Guinea, and Rwanda. And that's all we have for you on news updates. But before we go, here's a recap of the headline. NACETEM launches plan to train 1 million Nigerians in technology and innovation. Africa records 10 coups in 5 years as Guinea-Bissau joins list. Nigeria and Sierra Leone sign landmark digital agreements to boost innovation and trade. Nationwide security emergency declared as kidnappings surge across Nigeria. Away from Africa, OBR calls in cybers experts after accidental early release of budget forecast. In health, over 3,000 benefited from free surgeries by Dr. Paddy Foundation in Delta and Edo. In business, World Bank urges Nigeria to reduce tariffs, lift import bans to curb inflation. And in sports, the Tigers aim for redemption as 2027 FIBA World Cup qualifiers begin. Do not forget to follow us across the different social media platforms at Idea TV. I am Chinatu Oji. Thank you for your time.